Howdy folks, my name is Carl, and I'm going to be walking you through the process of a successful hay harvest. The first step that I'm going to be talking about in this process is basically site preparation. Site preparation includes making sure your field is level, so when you irrigate, nothing too crazy is going to be happening with the water levels, and you got to have your proper soil pH levels set. The second step I'm going to be talking about is the hay cycle, starting from seeding all the way to storage. This is the coolest cycle that I've witnessed in agriculture. It's one of those things that I really like to be a part of, and that's why I'm doing this presentation. The third and final cycle will be methods of marketing. This cycle is pretty cool because it's pretty much supply and demand. When you're in a local market, the supply and demand heavily influences the price that you're dealing with. While if you have a contract, it's kind of up to your buyer. Let's begin. As a hay farmer myself, this business is very demanding. There are moments where you just want to jump for joy, and there's other moments where you just really want to pull your hair out. The first step in this beautiful process of hay harvesting comes with site preparation. This requires you to make sure that your land is topographically flat and ready for tractors to move on it. It's also nice to have a topographically flat field because when it comes to irrigation methods, you're going to need land that is ready for water to move across it, not at a slant so it pools at any part of the field at all. From here, you can have everything ready to go. After site preparation comes the hay harvest cycle of seeding, irrigation, and proper fertilization. With seeding comes making sure you seed the field. The field will be then watered and then fertilized properly. After this, it will go into watching your field, making sure it's got plenty of time to grow, and the flowers of the alfalfa are at 10 to 20% budding, and the hay gets right before a head starts to form is when you're going to cut. After cutting is done, then you go on to drying the hay. Drying the hay is important because there's a good 3-day window that you can't really do anything and you just wait for the moisture levels to be at the right setting. Once those moisture levels are reached, you can go on to baling the hay. Baling the hay requires you simply to drive a tractor and baler over the whole operation. This is my favorite part personally because it's all about timing, it's all about moisture levels, and it's like do it now or you gotta wait for the next day. So after the baling is completed, you move the hay off the field and into storage. After the hay has been properly stored, it's now up to you on how you want to sell it. There are very, very, very many different ways you can sell the hay. These methods of marketing vary in risk, with the lowest risks coming from neighbor-neighbor relationships. This means that neighboring farmers that need your supply can come talk to you, and based off the price that you're setting, you can kind of haggle with them on how much per bale you want to sell. This increases in risk following with the auction system. So you go to an auction, there's other hay farmers there that have their supply, and there's a limited amount of demand from people that need hay. So at that moment, at that auction, is when the price is set. So it's not too risky, but when it comes to neighbor-neighbor relationships, it's a little more like who's all there to buy, who needs it, what do they need. After this comes contracts, which is between you and a seller. You have a predetermined quality and quantity of hay that you need to get off, and they have a predetermined price that they're going to be giving you. It's very, very straightforward. It allows a little bit of wiggle room when it comes to yield size, but in relation to every other method, I find it to be the safest and the most prosperous. Upon picking a method of marketing for your hay, you've completed the hay process. With this comes the satisfaction of any hay farmer that has done a job well done. Congratulations. Now it's time to think about some key points to get you ready for the next harvest. When you start the next harvest, it's good to make sure that your land is ready to be worked on before the first steps of the cycle have begun. The second thing to think about is the weather is unreliable. Make sure you have ample time in your calendar for weather delays. The third step, make sure your equipment is happy and healthy before you even start as well. As a conclusion, think of the motto, slow is smooth, smooth is fast. When it comes to agriculture, you can't force it. Plants grow at the speed they want to grow at. So, keeping that in mind, Have a good time, good luck, and happy haying.